ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ श्री सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ ध्यायामि चिन्मयानन्दं गुरुदेवं महामतिं प्रेमपूर्णं क्रियाशीलं सदा लोकहिते रतं कृपालुं सुन्दराकारं समर्थं सत्यदर्शिनं वाचा तत्त्वप्रकाशिन्या शोकमोहविनाशिनम्। ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। 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 ॐ ऋतगं सत्यं परं ब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः। ॐ नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णुः प्रचोदयात्। हरि ओं सुप्रभातम्। ॐ शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ॐ शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभाङ्गं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिहृद्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथम्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। 80. ॐ अमानीमानदो मान्यो लोकस्वामी त्रिलोकधृक् सुमेधा मेधजो धन्यः सत्यमेधा धराधरः तेजो वृषोद्युतिधरः सर्वशस्त्रभृताम्बरः प्रग्रहो निग्रहो व्यग्रो नैकशृङ्गो गदाग्रजः चतुर्मूर्तिश्चतुर्बाहुश्चतुर्व्यूहश्चतुर्गतिः चतुरात्मा चतुर्भावश्चतुर्वेदविदेकपात् समावर्तो निवृत्तात्मा दुर्जयो दुरतिक्रमः दुर्लभो दुर्गमो दुर्गो दुरावासो दुरारिहा समावर्तो निवृत्तात्मा दुर्जयो दुरतिक्रमः दुर्लभो दुर्गमो दुर्गो दुरावासो दुरारिहा. Bhagavan is called Samavartaha. What is Samavartaha? Samsara chakrasya samyak avartakah iti Samavartakah. Jivana chakra is a very, very well used phrase. What is Jivana chakra? That cycle of our life moves on. Constantly it moves on. In life, there are so many things which we can handle. What do I mean to say we can handle? Where we have that authority, we have that capacity, we have the ability, we have the technical know-how, and we can do it. Health-wise also. All those things are under our control. More often than not, what we see is, even though we have all these abilities, very many times we mess up our own life. Based on what? Based on so many factors. Factors cannot be always one. There are so many factors involved. Our own raga dvesha, or people who are around us, their raga dvesha. Family. In a family, you don't have to go to see an avagraha. Every family is an avagraha only. Each one in one direction in their thinking. Think. And therefore, definitely in family also, to get one aspect of life done, there are so many obstacles. There are definitely so many positivities also. We must never only think of the negative aspect of life. There are so many positive aspects of life. The husband and wife, though at times they probably don't agree with each other, there are so many times when they agree with each other, they accept each other, they many times compromise to keep the other one happy. Parents, they agree with the child. Children agree with the parents. When such agreements go on, when acceptance are happening, you will find the family life is so beautiful. And normally, generally, you will find, Gurudev very often says this, none of his talk is without this particular example. Before marriage, they are so compromising, so accommodating, so accepting each other, ready to give anything, ready to do anything, ready to compromise anything. After marriage, why? Earlier it was requirement, need for emotional security. Once that marriage is over and they are very sure, now I am secured. Initially, now I am secured. Then slowly, all those thinking of compromise slowly reduces. Slowly, expectations become the law of the day. Why is this expectation coming? Earlier, whatever I want, the other person did. Therefore, I have developed a clear understanding, whatever I want, the other person will do. And slowly what happens? My demand increases and their cooperation reduces. Then ego clashes come up. This is Jivana Chakra. Same with parents and children. Same with children and parents. Same with parents and their parents, elders. Like that, whole life has been a life of agreements and disagreements, compromise, confrontations, and confusions. This is life. And therefore, we will find handling certain part of life becomes easier, but handling certain part of life becomes difficult, and more often than not, a particular part, instead of handling or instead of not handling, we mishandle and rarely manhandle also. And therefore, the smoothness of the chakra of life is more often with lot of dumps and humps, it is said. The humps and dumps at times elevates us, and the same force throws us down also. And man running from pillar to post, hither and thither, to make this life a smooth ride. Otherwise what it is? It is a roller coaster. Think. Now think. One man, one woman, maybe 2 or 3 children, maybe elders by mistake at home. Think, 5, 6 of them to handle a life is so difficult. Think of Bhagavan. Imagine. Now let us not jump to conclusions and say, Bhagavan, he just lifts his hands and happens. Yes, it does. But at the same time, he has to handle all of us, you see. He has to handle the seasons, he has to handle the movements, he has to handle all that nonsense we do in life. Think. And in spite of everything, Bhagavan is always smiling. Think. Therefore, he is called Samavartakaha, the one who handles without stress or strain. What is the difference between me and him? Vedanta says me and him is one and the same, Ekameva Aditiyam Brahma. But what is my experience? The difference is I am filled with stress and strain, whereas Bhagavan is absolutely unaffected. Therefore, the Jivan Mukta chants Asangoham, Asangoham, Asangoham Punah Punah. Identified with the inner Atma, he never gets affected, he never gets strained, he never gets stressed by all that happenings of life. Therefore, the one who has gained the knowledge of the Supreme, and what is the nature of the Supreme? Ananda Swarupaha. And such a mind can handle everything more efficiently. Quieter the mind, sharper the intellect. Sharper the intellect, discrimination is better. When discrimination is better, handling also is better. Think. Samavartakaha, samsara chakrasya samyak avartakaha, samavartaha. Nivrittatma or anivrittatma, both are possible. Samavarto nivrittatma, when it is said, there can be one avagraha there need not be one avagraha. We will see both of them. First we will see anivrittatma. Sarvatra vartamanatvat anivrittaha kutopi iti anivrittatma. Bhagavan, this is a very interesting point. Nivritta means what? The one who has retired, one who has given up. Isn't it? In life we say Nivritta engineer, meaning what? An engineer who was working in the company has got retirement. Now he is a retired engineer. Nivrittatma. Bhagavan is anivrittatma, meaning Bhagavan never retires from his work. Bhagavan has to be all the time available. In fact, he is all the time, 24/7 in our terminologies. Time also is under him. 24/7 he is at work. If you consciously see, all the great Mahatmas have worked incessantly for 18-20 hours a day. I myself personally was with Param Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayananji, whom I have seen working for 18 hours a day, 18 or sometimes 20 hours a day, pratyaksha with my own eyes, and yet he is always happy, always smiling, always joyful, always giving such pleasant experiences to all the devotees around him. Think. And you can definitely list so many Mahatmas who, even working incessantly, are completely away from it. Meaning what? The sense of attachment, the sense of ahankara, the sense of I am doing is never there. Acharya Bhagavad Gita says, ahankara vimudhatma karta ahamiti manyate. The one who has that sense of I am doing is a person who is extremely stressed and strained. Think. And Bhagavan has never no sense of doership or enjoyership. Kartrutva, bhoktrutva, bhavana yasya nasti. Therefore, he can be absolutely, with the sense of retirement. Retirement here meaning what? The one who has given up, who has no sense of doership. And if you look at it as nivrittatma, nivritra atma manaha vishayebhyaha asyeti va nivrittatma. The one who has given up, one who has turned the mind away from all the vishayas. So anivrittaha here is what? The one who is constantly in work, as though, because his presence alone makes everything function. Minus Bhagavan, it is nothing. Remember the third law? From the effect, when cause is removed, nothing remains. So cause is constantly working. From that standpoint, as cause. From the standpoint of the mind with reference to Vishayas, Nivrittatma. What is Nivrittatma? Given up. I have nothing to do with it. Like somebody who has retired from an office, maybe after 5 years, he says, I have nothing to do with that office. Why? I am retired. Isn't it? Recently, in our BSNL, 90,000 people were one shot given retirement. Go. All of them are resting at home. Now, I have nothing to do. Why? Retired. Bhagavan never retires from the standpoint of the cause. But from the standpoints of Vishayanubhava, he is eternally retired. He has nothing to do with them. Therefore, Anivrittatma and Nivrittatma. Durjayaha. Durjayaha meaning what? Jetum na shakyate iti durjayaha. The one who is unconquerable. The one who can never be conquered. The one who is a Lord for eternity. And this we have seen several times. Bhagavan is the power to conquer anything. When Bhagavan is the power to conquer anything, he is more powerful. And he can never be conquered. We have seen even in the Puranas which are depicting this thought. Bhagavan Shri Ramchandra ji or Bhagavan Shri Krishna, Shiva Paramatma, none of them are ever conquered. They are inconquerable, invincible, because they are the power. It is not that they have the power, they are the power. Duratikramaha bhaya hetutvat, because they cause bhaya. Asyajñam suryadayah na atikramanti iti duratikramaha. The one who cannot be transgressed. Atikrama means to transgress, to overpower, to overrule, to override. In our traffic, this one, you cannot overtake. Let us say a chief minister's convoy is going. You cannot overtake a chief minister's convoy. What to talk of president of the nation? Isn't it? You cannot overtake. Similarly, this is very understandable from a very common, simple standpoint in our Laukika Jivana. Similar is Bhagavan at the whole universe. Bhagavan is the supreme. Therefore, one can never overtake Bhagavan. Now the next point in that is, we can never transgress nature. We must definitely, we must come under the spell of nature as it works. Now you see in the modern times, we try to, if you go to this YouTube, the Google Earth, there is this very wonderful videos, 1984-2020. In 1984, how was this particular portion of, let us say, Los Angeles or Brazil or in India also. 1984 at this full of greenery. 2020 full of concrete structures. And you can see the movement. They gave the different picture. 84, 85, 86, 87, 90, 95, 20. The whole picture is given, a movement and how things grow up. Think. And because we try to overpower nature, nature will wait. At one shot, clean. Finished. One tsunami, one earthquake, one floods or one drought. Nature will take its toll. Think. So we must never transgress. Bhagavan is one who can never be transgressed. Durlabha. Dukkhena. What a beautiful word used by Acharya Shankara. Dukkhena labhate iti durlabha. Bhagavan is not so easy. You have to slog for it. You have to work for it. You have to toil. You have to think. But then, bhaktya, Bhagavan is available, bhaktya. Even though it is durlabhya, but bhaktya it is available. Bhagavan is available. We must have devotion towards Bhagavan. We must have trust in Bhagavan. We must have uncompromised faith in Bhagavan. Anyatha sharanam nasti is not to be chanted and made a noise of. It must come from within. It must come from understanding. It must come from clarity. What? Bhagavan, Tvameva Satyam. You alone can do it. Therefore, Anyatha Sharanam Nasti. That much of bhakti, that much of surrender is definitely enough for people to gain the knowledge of Bhagavan. Do we have? Are we that kind of bhaktas? We claim we are devotees. That's the second issue. Our claim of devoteeship can be demolished in one thought. Why? Bhagavan, I prayed for this thing to happen. You did not get it happen. Therefore, I reject you. Think. This is human being. But Bhagavan is so difficult to get when we look at it from those small standpoints. But the same Bhagavan is available. That Durlabhya Bhagavan is available with Bhaktya. One can get. Otherwise he is Durlabha. Durgamaha. Dukkhena gamyate. Again the same thought with different word. One has to trek the path which is very difficult. Dukkhena here refers to difficulty. It is not so easy. Path of sadhana is so difficult. Why path of sadhana is difficult? Think. We are all used to comforts. Think. We are all used to comforts, even for sadhana. Very interesting. Now you go to some camps. These spiritual camps are happening everywhere. The first thing is, what is the breakfast? And we had one youth camp in Bangalore. National Youth Camp. 1,000 youngsters. Imagine 1,000 youngsters, boys and girls, college students. They came and stayed together for 1 week. All possible chowtries in Bangalore were booked for their stay. And Gurudev was there. Gurudev was there. No, Gurudev was not there at that time. Pujya Swami Tejomayanji was there. Camp went off excellent, extremely beautifully organized, meticulously planned under the guidance of Param Pujya Swami Brahmananji. And at the end of the camp, they were given one questionnaire. Please, in the scale of 1 to 10, what is that? Let us know what is your marks. And then 5 points were given. Guruji's class, other Acharya's class, facilities, and then venues, and finally food. Believe me, 98%, the first best was food. And then came Guruji's class. Think, people want facility. Do we have a AC room in the ashram, Swamiji? Is it twin sharing or it is 4 sharing? No, I want to have an independent room. I am ready to pay. Comfort. What are we coming here for? Sadhana. Think. This is our mentality. Early morning we want to sit and meditate. Actually nothing has happened. We are fine and hale and healthy. But what happens? We see somebody who have some back problem with a backrest. Immediately, oh, that is very good. Where is it available? And now today, everything is in within the palm. Mobile, Amazon, Flipkart, Snapdeal, tuck, purchase one. Then what? Comfortable meditation. Think. This comfort has taken us away from thoughts of Bhagavan. And therefore, for such people, dukkhena gamyate. They can't even trek the path of sadhana with comfort because you cannot get Bhagavan. You cannot gain the blessings of Bhagavan if our mind is somewhere else. Therefore, Durgamaha, very, very difficult. He cannot be known so easily. Durgaha. What is Durgaha? Again, same meaning in different words. Antaraya pratihataihi dukkhat avapyate. Avapyate, to accomplish, to achieve, to attain that supreme. Very, very difficult. So many namas, so many shastras, so many, shlokas and mantras constantly hammer at our head. What? It is difficult. Change your attitude. It is difficult. Change your ways. It is difficult. Don't look for facility, comfort and convenience. Now, does it mean that I have to struggle? When my focus is on Bhagavan, the others cannot be a struggle. How can it be a struggle? Because mind is with Bhagavan. When mind, the priority is Bhagavan, the others are left aside. Balastavat krida saktaha, tarunastavat taruni saktaha, when it is said, in that sthiti of taruna, the balakaha, those problems will not come. When I was a child, I want to play marble and he hit away my marble. Such a sorrow, such a pain. I come home crying. But when I become older, marble, I will only give it. Take. How many you want? Everything is yours. Go, take and go. Over. Why comfort? Why is this comfort? Because there is no attachment there. When the attachment is with Bhagavan, the lower things automatically drop. Think. And when that automatically drops, it is easier to attain Bhagavan. When all our hooks, Param Puja Swami Paramarthananji, everywhere in all the talks, he uses this very beautiful word, hook. I go on hooking myself with everything. And that hook is so strong, I can't remove it. I have only hooked, but it will not come because it's a hook, it has held. I have to again take it out and come out of it. I can do it, I will not do it. Think. Why? Dependency, priority. The priority of Bhagavan keeps changing. Think. Initially, when these classes and all were started, especially Vishnu Sahasranama class, why talk of something else? When Vishnu Sahasranama classes started, the views in the YouTube would be some 600, 400, 500. Now 25, 30, 40. Then people come and tell me shamelessly, Swamiji, these days I am not able to see your talk, Swamiji. I need some time for that. How did it come in the first month of the class? Priority. At that time, I have to learn Vishnu Sahasranama. I have to understand Vishnu Sahasranama. Therefore, I was ready to compromise. I was ready to get up early morning. I was ready to keep everything aside. Finish 45 minutes class. Finish and then do everything. There are 23 hours, 25 minutes, 15 minutes are available for everything. 45 minutes is the class. But priority was at that time VSN classes. Priority is no more with VSN classes. Naturally, VSN takes a back seat and therefore Bhagavan is also kept in the back seat. I am busy. I am tied up. Very interesting. I am caught up. The words used, I am caught up with my daily chores. Think. For such people, very difficult to attain. Durgaha, Duravasaha, Dukkhena, Avasyaha, Avasyate, Dukkhena, Avasyate, Chitte, Yogi Bihi Samadhau iti Duravasaha. The one who is not easily retained. Retained meaning what? Bhagavan is not, established in the mind. Even when we are sitting for a puja, what is the purpose of a puja? Please tell me. Purpose of puja is to at least then associate the mind with Bhagavan. Avahayami, asanam samarpayami, padyam samarpayami, arghyamachamaniyam samarpayami. When I conduct the puja, Shodashopachara puja vidhi, when I perform, I have to feel. I have to be in the presence of Bhagavan. Padyam samarpayami, I have to wash the feet of the Bhagavan. That should be the bhavana. Arghyam samarpayami, achamani, I have to give water to Bhagavan with love. Think. Atithi devo bhava, it is said. Whenever people come home, give them a glass of water. Those cultures are all gone long ago. And how do we give? Oh, you want water? Okay, please wait. And then they will go. And in between they'll forget that this person asked water. Think. This is our condition. And then what does Shastra say? Atiti Devo Bhava. Think. Every single act of ours very clearly indicates that Bhagavan is not the priority. And the one who has Bhagavan as not the priority, why will Bhagavan stay in their mind? If I am not the priority when I come home, Swamiji, Bunny, come, please sit down, please sit down. And then you start watching TV. Cricket match or serial. Think, I am sitting there and you go on watching TV. What will I do? I will get up and go. Is it not? Bhagavan wants to be with us. But we are busy watching TV. Which TV? Our own Jivana Chakra TV. And therefore Bhagavan says, okay, they don't want me. He goes. Think. Therefore, Duravasaha, meaning it is so difficult to handle, to keep Bhagavan in our mind. And to abide in the thought of Bhagavan is such a great sadhana. That is why sadhana is difficult. That is why sadhana is not everybody's cup of tea. That is why suffering is seen. That is why troubles are seen. That is why pain and suffering supplied free. Duravasaha. Durariha. Very interesting. Bhagavan, when we keep him in our heart, when we keep him in our mind, he removes the enemies. Ha means the one who kills, who eradicates. Durariha, those people who have got Bhagavan in their mind, he removes all the difficulties. And what are the difficulties? They are the enemies for people to live happily, isn't it? And what are they? Hari Om, it is not people outside. All enemies, whomever you may list, how many ever you may list, all of them have happily settled in our own mind as our own Raga, Dvesha, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. And once I surrender to Bhagavan, once I give Bhagavan the place in my heart, they have no place. They all have to leave. It is like, in a dark room, you just have to light one small candle. 1 wick. The moment you light that 1 wick, all darkness just disappears. Why? They have no place in front of light. Think. Similarly, when Bhagavan is taken into our heart, all enemies, our own Kama, Krodhadi, Vairinaha, they have no place, they have to go, get out. Therefore, he is called Durariha. Continuing. Shubhango loka sarangas sutantustantu vardhanaha indra karma mahakarma kritakarma kritagamaha Shubhango loka sarangas sutantustantu vardhanaha indra karma mahakarma kritakarma kritagamaha Shubhangaha Angaha limb. Shubha Angaha, the one who has got his limbs which is so beautiful, so wonderful and very auspicious. It is always limbs which work for constructive aspects of the universe. Our limbs are all destructive only all the time. Think. Rarely it is constructive. More often than not, our limbs are only destructive. Destructive in the sense of what? Destructive means it distracts or disturbs or takes away our mind from the path of Bhagavan. Therefore, it is destructive only. It is not that you have to go on breaking things or beating or hurting people. The very fact that you are away from Bhagavan is destruction only. Therefore, Shubhangava here when it is said, Shobhanaihi Angaihi Avayavaihi Dhyeyatvat Shubhangaha, the one with beautiful limbs, auspicious limbs. Bhagavan is always projected as beautiful, is it not? Even Shiva, who does not have these kind of beautiful ornaments and Pitambari, Vastra, etc., even he is beautiful as he is being projected. Think. Bole Baba only, but Bole Baba is also beautiful, is it not? Shiva Bhaktas will definitely agree with this. It's such a wonderful thing, the very, the picture or a vigraha of Bhagavan brings so much of solace, so much of quietude to the mind, so much of joy. Think of Rama, think of Sri Krishna. Such a delight, is it not? Shubhangaha Lokasarangaha. That's another very interesting word. Lokanam saram sarangavat bhringavat grinnati iti lokasarangaha. It's a very beautiful way of presentation. Bhringavat. Bhringa means bee. And what does the bee do? Bee quietly goes, quietly means sometimes it makes noise also, no doubt. It goes to the flower and quietly picks up only the nectar of the flower. Isn't it? Only the best part of the flower, nectar only it picks up and quietly it goes away. And what is that? That is the sara of that flower. Is it not? The sara of the flower is that in that nectar. Bee goes, picks up that sara and then it goes away and it stores. We Rakshasas, we kill them and then we want everything. But look at the bee. So beautiful. It goes and picks up only that essence which is required. Rest are all not mine. That is not mine. So it only picks up that. Bhagavan also, now please note, Bhagavan also picks up only our sara. Bhagavan sees only that sara in human being. What is that sara? Bhakti, devotion, love. Love asking nothing, demanding nothing, anticipating nothing, expecting nothing, begging nothing. All of us, when we go to the temple, if you feel bad, okay, most of us. When we go to temple, we are not devotees, we are beggars. Why go to temple? Even at our home, we do puja. Why? So that something can happen. So that this can happen. And then 1 rupee, 1 1/4 rupee coin you tie, and then my daughter's marriage should happen properly, nicely. Therefore, kanika. How much? 1/4 rupee. 1 1/4, 1 rupee coin, 1 rupee. Those days that practice were there. 1 rupee and a 25 paisa coin in one yellow color piece of cloth. They tie and keep. Shaniva, all the Saturdays, you go to Shani Mahatma Devasthana and then till with a cloth drenched in oil, you go and light. Why? Let all the troubles and everything go away. So we don't want Bhagavan for Bhagavan's sake. We want Bhagavan to clean up all my troubles and things like that. So he is what? Utilitarian value. Think. And therefore, Bhagavan also says, okay, yo yam tanum bhaktya shraddhayarchitum ichchasi tasya tasyam phalam shraddham tameva vidadhamyaham. I will give whatever you ask for with shraddha. You want pakode? Take pakode. You want me? I am available. How many of us want Bhagavan? If Bhagavan comes and stands in front of us, we will say, Sir, come tomorrow. In Kannada, in Karnataka, in some village, they said some ghosts were coming. So somebody said, let me try this. They made a board, Nale Ba, and put it there. And then what happened? All the people who took loans from people, Nale Ba, come tomorrow. Board. Even to Bhagavan, come tomorrow. Why? Today I am busy. Think. So Bhagavan does not see all that. Bhagavan does not see how rich you are. Bhagavan does not see how beautifully you have decorated the altar. Bhagavan does not see how many items you have prepared for Naivedyam. Bhagavan does not see how beautifully you have arranged a flower tray. Bhagavan only sees that bhakti, that love, independent of everything in life. Think. And what he sees? Loka Sara Anga. The Anga of that Sara alone is important for Bhagavan. And if my love towards Bhagavan is only for Bhagavan, oh, Bhagavan enjoys that honey, that nectar so much, and he will bless everything. Think of Sudama. Puffed rice was sufficient. We have so many Maharajas, great emperors coming with rubies and pearls and everything. He never bothers them. He never looked at them. Why? There is damba, there is darpa, there is ahankara, there is pride, ego. I had earlier mentioned one beautiful movie in Tamil Bhasha, my Matrabhasha Tamil. Thai Moogambigai, that is the movie name, where Kollur Mookambika Charitra is said and then her Mahima is being depicted. And in that, the Archaka of the temple brings in, the Raja also comes, they bring Panchapaksha Paramananda, so many varieties of flowers, so many varieties of Naivedyam, so beautiful garlands, everything. And then they are praying. Bhagavati comes there. But outside the temple, outside, that worker brings yesterday's food in one plate, and then she says, Amma, this is all I can give. Please take. Bhagavati comes out and enjoys that so-called, in our bhasha, stale food, but filled with so much of love, devotion. That is what Bhagavan wants. None of all these paraphernalias. Think, Lokasarangaha. We will continue tomorrow. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om